Ngannou came out, and I don't interpret that he was very happy, right? I also don't know that I can tell you Ngannou's mad. Here's what Ngannou said. He said, man, he laid out how long it is since he's been in there. And he was saying, like, basically it'd been 2 years. Now, he fought Rosenstruck, but the fight was like 22 seconds. So he's saying you take those few seconds away and roll the clock back, and I haven't been there in X amount of time. So I'm left with, Francis, what do you want to do? Right? Francis Ngannou has a cult-like following. This guy is wildly popular amongst fight fans. But what does he want to do? I was put under the impression, and I was put there by Francis, that he wanted to wait to fight for the championship. I was then even told by Dana White that Francis would be taking on the winner of Stipe versus DC. And of course, you'll remember that was at the same time when John Jones was trying to slide up to the division. Dana said, look, John Jones can walk right into a title fight, no problem. Francis gets to go first. So with that evidence and with those quotes and that piece of information, and frankly off the top of my head, but I thought that's where we were at. I thought that Francis Ngannou was waiting for the return of Stipe, which will be TBA. I don't know when Stipe's coming back. And of course, you got to talk to Stipe about that too. Hey, Stipe, you've done a lot of really great things. Do you mind going and doing this same thing a second time because it's right for this guy? And we told him he's going to be the next contender. I've never heard Stipe say no to that, but I've also not heard Stipe say, yeah, I'm on board. Get us a date and let's do it. So what I'm asking and what I'm left with, even after that diatribe, is quite simply, Francis, what do you want to do? If you want to sit and wait for Stipe, great. But that then takes away your ability to complain about being out for X amount of time. The other side of the coin, I'm ready to move on from Stipe. Okay, great. But where is it that you want to go? And one thing that I don't know that Francis knows about himself, and I've never met Francis. I feel as though I know him because Clayton Hires tells me about him and watches him train, and buddies with Roy Nelson, and Roy trains with him. I feel as though I know Francis, but I don't. If I did, I'd call him up and I'd ask him this very question. I said, Francis, I'll help you. I'll bring a message to the fans. You're a very scary guy. I mean, you are a flat out intimidating guy. You're also a bit of a gentleman, which doesn't help you in this business, because if you're trying to get a fight, you're going to have to call for somebody. The only guy with the balls to call for you is named Curtis Blades. Nobody else is calling for you. So what do you want the UFC to do? To push the Stipe thing aside and go through some guys' contracts and say you're matched up with Francis? That's an option, but I'm asking you sincerely, is that what you want them to do? Do you want your phone to ring one day and you're told what to do and who to do it with? Do you want to wait for Stipe? Which was the impression that I was under until I read today's comments, which sounds like you want to fight. I'll tell you this, Francis. Call somebody out. If you call a specific name, the fans are going to get behind that in droves. It seems to me as though you and Derek Lewis have unfinished business. It seems to me that those 15 minutes of you and Derek Lewis together, I don't know that you guys got what you wanted out of that, or the crowd, or anybody. It seems as though that might be a potential call out. But we are having a hard time, if you're a Francis supporter and supporting Francis, when what he wants is very unclear. So Ngannou, speak up. What do you want?